if we could just get a prediction for a fight coming up, GSP versus Michael Bisping. What's your thoughts on that fight?
I'll take GSP. I'm a big fan, even though he's out for 3 years. He wasn't laying bad and just waiting to get a match. I know he was training hard, and he will get back there and win.
Man, Bisping's big and strong, but if GSP can get him down and do the GSP on him and take him down and hold him down, I think he's got a chance. But if Bisping can negate the takedown, it's going to be him.
That's an interesting fight. It really is. But I like what GSP said. Water is wet, fire burns, and he's going to beat Michael Bisping. I think his ground game is too good. Michael Bisping has a lot of heart and grit and tenacity, and he never gives up. But he's more of a kickboxer, and GSP only fights smart. That's how he always did it. I assume that's why he's willing to come back, because he's using his brain. So he's probably going to take him down, control him on top. If he doesn't get the sub, I watched him do that to somebody named Dan Hardy, and he just could not tap that guy out, man. Toughest. I swear, I couldn't believe it when that fight happened. So I just think we'll see GSP on top of Michael Bisping for a few rounds, and if he doesn't get the submission, he'll probably win the decision.
GSP Bisping. It's tough because I don't know what GSP's been doing the last 3 years other than traveling the world and shooting commercials. So he says he's been training, but there's a difference between training for pleasure, which I love, and training for fight camp, which is work. He's made a lot of money in his career. He's gotten a lot older. He hasn't fought in 3.5 years. Is he going to be the best GSP we've ever seen, like he says? I don't believe it. I'm a fan of GSP, but I think Michael Bisping gets the job done in this one. I think Michael Bisping is just going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit more well-rounded, and he's just been so much more active. He's been so much more active in the last couple of years, even though Michael Bisping is older, he's kind of in the prime of his career, beating some of the biggest names ever. He's got all the confidence. He wanted that big money fight. He's getting it. So I'm gonna go with Bisping in this fight.
That's an interesting fight. I like both those guys. Big fans of both those guys. I'm excited for it. A lot of people they talk about the cutting the line stuff for the title, but GSP is a legend. I say you give that man what he wants. If he wants a title shot coming back, I say he gets it. I think he's earned it. I've actually been fortunate enough to train with him up at TriStar, and he's the most humble, good dude. It's very inspiring. I want to, myself and I think everyone in that gym, he sets an example, and everyone wants to kind of be like that. So I say that guy deserves whatever he wants.
And who do you see taking that fight?
Oh man, it's tough. I'm not good. I don't like making fight picks. I just, Bisping's a bigger guy. Bisping has good takedown defense, but GSP takes people down. He's great at mixing his strikes with his shot. I see that fight going the distance, and it's a very fun fight.
GSP he's been a great champion, but I think to take that many years off and to come back and fight a bigger guy, and he's not that much bigger, I don't think, in physical build. I haven't seen him up close and personal, but I think Bisping's a bigger guy. He's more durable. He's fought the who's of everybody in the division. He's been around since Tough 3, and he's still one of the only survivors who is still walking around who actually wore gold. And it's amazing his journey, how long he's been able to come around. And I think he's the bigger man. He's gonna go out there. He should bully GSP, and if GSP is gonna try to GSP him, I think it's gonna be a long 25 minutes because Bisping's a big guy. He's not a small 85er.
GSP, I think so. He start to take him down, take down Bisping and control fight from the top, and this is gonna be the way when he wins the fight.
It's hard for me to give a prediction now because GSP has been absent for 2 years, and who knows what has happened. Maybe he's been just chilling and he's not nowhere near the fighter he used to be, or he could have been working his ass off and he is now an absolute animal. So it's very hard to give a prediction now. I have to see this fight first, and for his next fight I'll be able to give a prediction.
Yeah, I don't really have a prediction. I'm going to watch it as a fan and just enjoy the fight. I think it's interesting because GSP is one of the best ever, but he hasn't been in the game a long time, and I think Bisping sort of gets, even though he's a champ, he sort of gets looked over, like, oh, he won't beat this guy, he won't beat this guy, but he still performs at a high level. He beat Anderson Silva, he beat my boy Luke Rockhold. you can't ever count that guy out. So I think it's going to be interesting.
I think GSP wins. I think that he's such a veteran that you know, we talk about ring rust and all that deal, but I don't think so. And I'm such a he's been down to train at Jackson's a few times, and I'm such a fan of who he is and what he's done for the sport. Like, I say he takes it.
GSP and Bisping. I really don't want Bisping to win, but you know, hopefully GSP can pull it off. Coming on, you know, he's been off for years, so we'll see. I just Bisping, he's a little bit too much of a talker for me, and I think there's there's obviously an interim belt there that he should be fighting for. Or he should be having that fight instead, but it's whatever.